the Yankees are gonna suck you back in, baby.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
And I'll tell you why. Because the Yankees are going to play the Nationals and the White Sox after this series. And just like St. Louis and Tampa Bay, Yankees are going to show up next week with 6 wins and 1 loss. Are the Yankees back? Are the Yankees back?
That one back and on its way, and that is gone. Here's a 1-0. Swing and a drive, right field, on its way, out of here. A no-doubter for Trent Grisham, his 24th.
Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Yankees salvaged the series against the Red Sox. We've got highlights. We've got Aaron Boone's postgame press conference. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports Talk with sports nuts.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. And the Yankees salvaged this series against the Red Sox. Not bad. When they hit home runs, they actually win. But we got to start the story of the night is the story before the game. Now, when the lineups came out tonight, Anthony Volpe was benched. He wasn't in the lineup, and the Yankee fans rejoiced. Caballero got the start at shortstop tonight and got some sarcastic applause every time Caballero threw a successful ball over to first base. The Yankee fans let Volpe know while he was sitting on the bench that they're happy seeing a shortstop that can actually throw to the first baseman. But my question is he benched or is he kind of benched? Because then when we fast forward to the 8th inning, Anthony Volpe comes into the game to play shortstop. It should be the opposite. I know Caballero moved to right field for Giancarlo Stanton, but you can put Dominguez in left, put Bellinger in right, and keep Caballero at shortstop. Aaron Boone, what are you doing putting Volpe in the 8th inning? It's kind of like grounding a kid. You're grounded for a week, and then you come into his bedroom about 2 hours later, and you're like, you know what, I'm sorry. Okay, you can go out with your friends. And that's exactly what happened with Anthony Volpe, because you're not bringing him in as a defensive replacement. You benched him tonight to give him the day off from mental fatigue, from physical fatigue, and from his defensive woes, and from his hitting woes. So by bringing him into the 8th inning, didn't you just kind of erase all of that? When Aaron Boone was asked about benching Anthony Volpe before the game, Aaron Boone says, it's August. So what that's insinuating is that we're getting into crunch time here. We can't take any chances with defensive errors, just like Jason Dominguez isn't playing in left field. We're in August now, so this means we're getting to crunch time. But my question to Aaron Boone is, isn't this the same manager in the postgame show last night that said, no, we're not running out of time? So Aaron Boone, which one is it?
It's August 23rd. Do you feel like you're running out of time?
No, we're not running out of time.
I am done with the gaslighting, Aaron Boone. Lie number 2. It's been 43 seconds. 2 lies. I like this game. How many lies can Aaron Boone have? Are we running out of time? Is it August and it's crucial and we're benching Anthony Volpe for Caballero because Volpe is a liability? Or are we putting Volpe in for a defensive replacement in the 8th inning and erasing the benching? So you guys let me know in the comments below, what do you feel about the Volpe situation? Do you think he just should have sat all night? Because I would rather put a mop and a bucket in the position of Volpe because he should have been benched and had the night off. Also, thank you so much for the support on the video last night. 30,000 views already. I got over 300 subscribers from the video. The comments, thank you guys so much for the support of this channel and being here every night with me for the post-game shows. Like, really means a lot to me so much. You can also catch my stuff on Instagram, New York Mitt, NEWYRKMIN on Instagram, but that's enough of the plugs. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Then we get to Carlos Rodón. Hey, listen, I'm not going to complain about Carlos Rodón. He's had a really, really good, solid year, and it seems like he's getting comfortable with the pinstripes now. But I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments below. Are you trustworthy of Carlos Rodón in a big spot? Now, I'll tell you why. Now, Carlos Rodón is a very good pitcher, but he chooses either the 5th inning or the 6th inning where he's going to have 30 pitches. All the other innings are pretty good, no blips in the radar. Other teams have a batting average of 156 against him. He's doing great, but he has these little mental lapses, these mental blips. And tonight in the 6th inning, when he should be closing out the game, giving us length from our starter because we got to go to Washington and play the Nationals, he gets a lengthy 6th inning, and then he starts chirping with the umpire after, in fact, you did miss that strike call. Austin Wells is just the 3rd best catcher in all of Major League Baseball at framing pitches because that's kind of the only thing he does do well. So I don't trust Carlos Rodón in the postseason, and what made me nervous was the start against the Cleveland Indians in the postseason last year where he gassed out in the 3rd inning because it becomes a mental game with him. And I'm a little worried about Rodón, but no big deal. They got the win tonight. You know, it was a blowout. They got the offensive production. The Yankees, when they hit home runs, they actually win, which frightens the shit out of me, but that's another story for another time. Now, Aaron Judge, I think, needs to sit down. Aaron Judge is still hurt. He's got this huge ace bandage on his right arm. He's obviously lost at the plate. He is not hitting, and you can tell he's having very poor at-bats. And in fact, they look like uncomfortable at-bats. So that just is glaring to me. That seems like a player that is worried and conscientious about his bad arm and maybe can't do certain movements and has to take that into consideration while trying to hit a 98-mile-an-hour fastball and a 78-mile-an-hour breaking ball. But this is the thing. I appreciate effort. And, you know, I've been bitching on this channel all year long about effort from the New York Yankees. And I appreciate the effort from Aaron Judge. And he's showing an example. Even if he's hurt, he's still playing. That's great. But it gets to the point, kind of like the Anthony Rizzo concussion from a couple of years ago, when he was telling the skip that he was okay and he was telling the organization that he was all right, and he was detrimental to the team. Aaron Judge is detrimental to the team right now. He's a designated hitter, and he's half the man he used to be with the injury. Giancarlo Stanton is red hot. He's hitting 300, and his numbers since he came back are unbelievable. Giancarlo Stanton has carried the New York Yankees when Aaron Judge has gotten hurt before, and I don't know why it's any different now. Let Giancarlo Stanton cook and let him throw the Yankees on his back. And Aaron, sit down and get healthy. I hope this arm doesn't need surgery, or they're not letting on more than actually the injury is. If he needs Tommy John, I don't know how that works with Aaron Judge in the franchise, but I think Aaron Judge is hurt. Let me know in the comments below. Does he look like the normal Aaron Judge to you? Because he don't. He needs to start showing up, and this is crunch time. Like Aaron Boone says, we're getting into August here, but we're not running out of time. I'm going to keep saying that for the rest of the year. I couldn't believe that shit last night. But the ESPN broadcast is brutal. I used to not be a big fan of the Apple broadcast for Major League Baseball, but once I found that little function that gives you the radio program, the radio broadcast, I'm all about it. This ESPN crew, Josh Giambi, looks like he got his toupee off a dead rat. I know he's been doing this forever, and I got to listen to him in the video game MLB The Show, but I'm done with him. David Cone, great Yankee. I love David Cone. He's a weirdo, okay? He's talking about the dark web during the broadcast, and it got radio silent in the broadcast booth for about 35 seconds. I don't know if you guys remember, a lot of you are really young, but David Cone back in the day on the 90s Mets was a madman, okay? And I'm talking madman. Look him up. Google the stories about David Cone. But the one thing I bring it up is the ESPN broadcast. is the fact that they're interviewing players during the game. I know this has been going on. I'm not late to the game. I know this has been going on. I'm bringing it up tonight because I was subjected to listen to the ESPN broadcast. If I was a manager in Major League Baseball, okay, they're interviewing the second baseman for the Red Sox, and he's talking, and there's a man on first base. It's when Jazz actually hit the home run, if you go back to the clip. And they're talking to him. You know what? I have a feeling the second baseman, Spanish is his first language. English is definitely his second language. And they're trying to do this in-depth interview with this guy while he's like, and then I was a manager. I'd run up to the ESPN booth and I'd tear the goddamn machine out of the booth. You're not talking to my second baseman when there's a player on first. Baseball is hard enough. Do we need to know what's going on with a player during the game? We got post-game shows from knuckleheads like me after the game. We got pre-game shows. We got social media. We got Twitter. We got the post-game before the pre-game, and then the pre-game before the post-game. Get the drift? There's nothing but exposure for these guys, whether it's on their personal time or on the baseball diamond. I don't need to listen to the guy with an earpiece in during the ball game. I'd rather much have my player paying attention to the field and paying attention to the task at hand. Also, alert, okay? You know how last night the house was on fire, everybody was burning, the world's been turning since the world's been burning, okay? But guess what? The Yankees are gonna suck you back in, baby. And I'll tell you why. Because the Yankees are going to play the Nationals and the White Sox after this series. And just like St. Louis and Tampa Bay, I bet you the Yankees are going to show up next week with 6 wins and 1 loss. And they're going to go into this series. And guess what? We're going to be clicking our heels. We're going to be talking about the offense. We're going to be talking about the starting pitching. We're going to be talking about this dominant bullpen. And are the Yankees back? Are the Yankees back? Are the Yankees back? It's going to be like a terrible ex-girlfriend that breaks your heart over and over and sleeps with everybody in town. These are the teams after the Nationals and the White Sox. You've got Houston, Toronto, in Detroit at home, and Boston in Boston. So by the end of that week, you'll be back to hating this team, and then they're going to suck you back in. Well, talking about sucking, let's go to Aaron Boone's postgame press conference.
Made him so efficient tonight?
Yeah, I think a little of everything. You know, I thought his strike throwing was good. Even in that last inning, he ends up, did he walk 3 in that last inning? It's not like he was, I mean, credit to Gonzalez and Bregman.
This is the guy that Brian Cashman signed 3 years ago from the San Francisco Giants. This is the Cy Young caliber, Carlos Rodón. I know he's not going to be top 3, but this is the guy that we paid for, and this is the guy he's producing this year. It seemed like the pinstripes were a little heavy, like I said earlier, but Carlos Rodon's a good pitcher. And real quick, by the way, Jazz Chisholm was getting consoled by Aaron Judge in the dugout tonight. I know that I'm a little feisty when I talk about Jazz on here, but apparently he lost a close friend to him tonight. So maybe that's what spurred the inspired 2-home run performance tonight. But I just wanted to say shout out to Jazz. I'm sorry for your loss. It's always tough when you lose a friend. Definitely be in my prayers tonight. And, I hope nothing but the best for your friend's family and for you, buddy. And, it stings, and I've experienced it before. And I think a lot of people in the comments section, a lot of people watching have experienced it before. So I hope the best for you, Jazz.
And Story put really good at bats on him to just kind of outlast him on some really, and we're able to take really close pitches on 3-2 counts. But
that reminds me, I just wanted to say Trevor Story, Bregman. Boston seems like they have that good mix of veteran talent and young guys. And I was thinking during the game is that Alex Bregman has like the 3rd highest OPS apparently in Major League Baseball. And we could have had him. And this organization sat there and said, we don't like the way that he hits doubles and plays in Yankee Stadium. Just a real quick reminder for the Yankees franchise that outthinks themselves at every point. Alex Bregman could play on the goddamn moon, and he's a winner, and he's going to perform. And especially with the third base woes that we've had all year long. And I was getting a little heat in the comment section last night about me singing the praises of Ryan McMahon. Yeah, I understand he's almost an automatic out at the plate, but he's a gold level third baseman. So if everybody picks it up, and Yankees scoring runs is really not their problem, it's them completely shooting themselves in the foot all the time and picking a way to lose.
I thought he used his sinker well, his four seam. It started, I thought his fastball was just overall, generally speaking, even though he threw well down in Tampa, I just thought it better for him. He looked crisper to me tonight. And he was really efficient there. And, if not for that long.
You know what? That's a really good stat. Look at that. Carlos Rodón, 5+ innings, 26 of 27 starts this season, leads Major League Baseball in quality starts. That you cannot pay for that. That is such, you know what? I've been tough on Carlos Rodón also, and man, that is a great stat, and that is a gem Cy Young guy. Man, I am pumped for 26 also. I'm not putting this season to the side yet, but I am jacked up for the starting rotation that the New York Yankees are going to have in 26.
Inning and some really tough, close at bats there. Maybe he's pitching through into the seventh. So just a good outing for him, especially, with the context of coming off a few losses. To go out there and kind of settle things down was big.
Grisham was 1 for 15 against May coming into tonight. 17. Sorry. What did you see in his at-bats?
Grish controlled his own,
Yeah, Grish is getting into some crazy territory with how clutch he's been as the New York Yankees. Man, just get into the dance, get into the playoffs. If the Yankees don't self-destruct, Trent Grisham and Giancarlo Stanton are a very scary proposition for any other team. And then maybe hopefully Aaron Judge will be healthy and hitting his stride in the batter's box by then. It's all about timing in baseball, guys. See, the Yankees are already sucking me back in. I was done with them last night, and they're sucking me back in.
Goes walk to open things up. And then I think then homered on a fastball, then homered on a changeup. That's just kind of embodies the, good at bats he's been having all season.
And Devin, his last 7 outings, no earned runs, 6 1/3, I think 15 strikeouts.
Yeah.
What's been the difference with him?
Yeah, I mean, strike throwing. And again, tonight it's going through the meat.
Aaron Boone brought Anthony Volpe as a defensive replacement and Devin Williams into the game in the same inning, and he survived to talk about it. This man's either a compulsive gambler or a adrenaline junkie at this point, because man, you got some big balls, Boone, doing that shit.
To the order, which he ended up having to do down in Tampa. He did his first, so we haven't exactly had the best time keeping Bregman off the bases. To get a lead off. Soft.
The guy that you could have had couldn't keep Alex Bregman off the bases. He started this series 9 for 9 against the Yankees. A guy you could have had because Hal doesn't want to pay the luxury tax. Okay? This is the same owner that didn't turn the heat on during the third game of the season against the Brewers after the sun went down and everyone almost got hypothermia in the stadium. Okay? That's why we didn't want to pay 15% on a luxury tax for Alex Bregman, who went 9 for 9 against us.
Contact ground ball there. Then he climbs the ladder with Anthony and the fortitude to just keep going, because certainly that's what he's capable of.
Gary,
what do you think has allowed Trent to unlock his power this season?
I think he's kind of always had power.
Let me show you what's the most important. This 0 next to the 7 and 7, that's errors, okay? The Yankees had 0 errors tonight. And if the Yankees continue to make no errors, they can win ball games. The Yankees have the starting rotation. They have the runs. They have the capability of scoring the runs. It's just a matter if they got it between the ears. And that's the biggest question. Yeah. So they're going to suck us back in this week. Nationals, White Sox, and then we got Houston, Detroit, Toronto, and Boston after that. So you can go right back to hating the Yankees. But guys, thank you for your support right here. And remember, next week, we're going to be starting the NFL coverage wall to wall. I'm going to be covering the Giants. I'm going to be covering the Jets and everything NFL. I'm going to be watching First Take. I'm going to be watching Stephen A. Smith, and I'm going to be commenting on the videos, guys. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything else you want me to review here on New York Minute Sports. Let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll do it because I'm always open to ideas. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Bye.